Hey there, welcome to day 99 of our BU 365-day challenge to do one thing every day that improves us. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. And today, as part of our spiritual well-being focus, this segment this month, we are going to talk about the power of questions. Now, I Googled power of questions and I got a list and an article about 10 different types of questions or 10 different models or frameworks for asking questions of ourselves that can help us to improve in any area and aspect of our life. But with this focus, we want to think about, well, how could that affect me and my spiritual well-being? Now, how does that make you feel is one of my favorite questions, because I always want to be moving toward things I want to feel and moving away from things I don't want to feel. So throughout the course of this challenge, I guarantee I will share many of these powerful questions that I ask myself with you, some of my favorite questions. But our challenge today is to think about these different types. I'm going to run through the 10 really as quickly as I possibly can. And then I want you to think about, and for our action item today, I want you to share in the comments below your favorite question. What's the favorite question that you ask yourself? I don't know if I've told the story about WTF or not. And I'm not going to tell it today because I'll share it for another time. But my personal question, and Tony Robbins contends that each of us have a question that we ask ourselves all the time. Our brains actually think in questions all the time. We're always questioning. We're always evaluating something, everything all the time. If you don't believe me, try to listen in on your thoughts. Think about your thoughts about anything. Should I go this way? Should I go that way? Should I eat this? Should I eat that? Should I get up? Should I stay in bed? Everything we do, every decision we make is actually framed as a question in our mind. Our mind works in questions, pictures, and questions, right? Symbols and questions. It doesn't work in words at all. Questions are, of course, made up of words, and we could go, maybe we'll go into this on another day as well, but basically we think in questions and pictures. We're always asking ourselves questions all the time. That's how we evaluate everything. What does this mean to me? Even if we're not consciously saying that, that's what our subconscious is doing. It's asking, is this dangerous? Am I safe? Do I need to act, or can I keep moving in the direction I'm moving? All questions. So what are these 10 different possible ways and types of questions? Some of them I like, some of them I don't like. One I've actually never used, and so that might be my personal action item today, is to look up that type of questioning. It's called the Phoenix Checklist. I'll jump right to that. It was number 7 on the list I found, and it's called the Phoenix Checklist, and it's thorough and structured problem analysis, and it basically allows you to look at a physical model, it said in the description, of something, and then the link to it didn't work because I was going to get more information on it, but I didn't. So I will look that up. That'll be my personal assignment tonight, is to find out more about that Phoenix Checklist. What is it? Is it a modeling thing? Nowadays with 3D modeling things, there's all kinds of ways to actually, especially when it comes to products and problem solving and things like that, which probably isn't necessarily related to our spiritual well-being particularly closely, but I'm going to look it up anyway in case it applies to other areas that we're going to talk about throughout the rest of the challenge. So that was number 7. So I went through that one really fast. Number 1, it was, how might we, but I say, how might I? And it's used for problem solving or coming up with creative solutions to things that we're faced with. How might I create a closer connection with my God or my source or my faith? How might I become more spiritual? How might I blank? Number 2, what if? And I have a long history with what ifs from corporate America, which I'm sure I'll tell that story throughout the year, sometime this year as well. But what if, and then blank. It allows us to think about scenarios and things that haven't happened yet. We get to explore them without judgment because they haven't happened yet. So we can look at them and we can say, what if I had a deeper connection with my source or my spirit or my belief in God, whatever your beliefs are? What if I was more religious? What if I chose to study religions, and just what if I changed my religion? What if I changed my belief about spirituality? What if I blank? Number 3, this is a good one. Have I done my best to blank? Have I done my best, and I like to say today, have I done my best? And I like to use this as an end of the day question as I'm reviewing my day and saying, did I do my best in my different areas and aspects of my life? Did I do my best in communicating with those I love and care about? Did I do my best in setting the example of being a kind individual? Did I do my best in um, recognizing my spirituality. Did I do my best in making whatever? So did I do my best? Or have I done my best? Have I done my best? Not did I do my best, because that's a yes or no question. Have I done my best allows us to, isn't it interesting how just changing one word can change the nuances and the meaning of a particular sentence or question or word to us. Number 4, the 5 whys. We've talked about the 5 whys. We will talk about the 5 whys again, I guarantee it. But the 5 whys is about getting down to the motivating factor, the reasons why, the root cause of a problem or a situation. So 5 whys, we can ask this about any area and aspect of our spirituality. And I believe we are going to do the 7 whys on, I don't see it on here. I can't see it though without my magnifying glass. So 5 whys. The next one, number 5 type of questioning, is called 10, 10, 10. Now I do a different version of this, and we talked about it the other day, actually, when we were talking about the story aspect of our spiritual well-being. The present, future, short-term future, and long-term future, good and bad. What could happen? So the 10, 10, 10 is a method where they say, what would happen? What are the ramifications of this decision, this choice, this question? What's the answer to this question 10 minutes from now? And what's the result of this? Me answering it this way 10 minutes from now, 10 months from now, and 10 years from now, because that gives us the very short, the short and the longer term view of the implications of the choices and the decisions that we make. Number 6, power questions. And these came from Tony Robbins. And like I said, with our primary question, Tony Robbins has a series of morning and before bed questions that he asks himself. And they're around the emotions that we want to feel. Love, gratitude, happiness, pride, enjoyment, excitement. So he asks questions around those. And if you're interested in that, hit me up and I will get you a list of those questions, because I have lots of Tony Robbins resources. I just don't want to go over all of them now. And then in the evening, he asks questions also to stimulate things about reviewing his day and reinforcing what he's grateful for that happened in the day, and to review, how did he do today? How is he given today? How has he provided value and shared with other people today? Number 7, we talked about the Phoenix checklist. I don't know. I'm going to look that one up. Number 8, featured evaluation questions. And these are more when you're developing a product or a service for people. You evaluate the different features and analyze them according to a structured set of questions that you will probably create yourself, depending on what the situation is, to determine if a feature or something should be added to your offering, to your product or service. That's kind of a business marketing one. Just like root cause analysis is kind of a science and or the 5 whys, the root cause analysis is kind of a science and engineering and medical one. Number 9, this is a good one, self-analysis questions. And this is from Napoleon Hill. And again, in Think and Grow Rich and in some of his other works, he has a list of questions that he asks, or that we need to ask ourselves, to do a self-evaluation on ourselves and gauge ourselves, because nobody else gets to judge us but us. I mean, they do, but they don't get to. We don't have to give them permission to. So we evaluate ourselves based on those questions. Again, if you can't find a list of those questions, hit me up. I have lots of Napoleon Hill resources as well. And then number 10 was Deborah Meyer's 5 criteria thinking questions. And she has 5 criteria that she analyzes things at, and then a question for each. So for example, evidence, viewpoint, connection, conjecture, and relevance were her 5 things. Again, I'm not familiar with her model, but it's one of thousands of models that people have out there that we can use to find powerful questions that we can ask ourselves. And the point of all of this is for you to pick and choose what feels best to you. That's why I say, how does that make you feel? Are you attracted to any of these type strategies that you want to know more about? If you are, find out about them. If you're not, just think about it and say, okay, what questions have I found to be the most powerful movers and shakers with respect to my spirituality? What questions have I asked myself, or could I ask myself, that most positively impact my spiritual well-being? And then share in the comments below, like I said, our action item today, your favorite one. And again, if you like Deborah Myers and her questions, you can look up what the 5 questions are. Or If that's one that you're really attracted to, you can ask me and I can share them too. It's just, we go long if we ask too many things and we go too deep on any of these ideas and strategies and techniques. So the power of questions. Do we understand how powerful questions are? Questions drive everything in our mind, in our mindset. If we are not getting the results we want, we can change them instantly by asking a different or better question. And I had to do that with my life, from the WTF to what am I creating now? And just switching up that question had me see and notice totally different things in my life, which gave me totally different results in my life than I was getting when my whole life was WTF, WTF, WTF. I went from massive frustration 90% of my day to almost never feeling frustrated. I still get frustrated with technical things on the computer, and when I make mistakes, I get mad at myself when I make mistakes. I try to stop it, but I initially do, and then I switch it. But I still have a little tweak of that. Oh, I made a mistake. Now, when you're legally blind, I guess you should cut yourself some slack when it comes to typos and things. But I'm getting better at it. I'll just say that. I'm getting better at it. That's part of my personal improvement, doing one thing every day that improves us. All right. Any questions? Ask. Otherwise, do this. Think of a power question. Think about what is a powerful, or what's a question that you love. Reverse, if you wanted to, you could share, I hate this question. And I could share some stories about that tomorrow or another time if anyone's interested. I have a couple of questions that every time I hear them, I just cringe. All right. Have an awesome day, and I'll be with you tomorrow.